Okay, hey everybody, welcome to this week's Thanks.io direct mail marketing strategies webinar. Didn't promote this one this morning, so we've got a small crowd on today to be a little more intimate. I didn't have a set topic either, other than I thought maybe we'd talk a little bit about mailing list building, list selection, and then we'll just kind of use this as a Q&A for any of you guys who may be new to the platform, or if you have any existing questions, just chat them in. So I did hit the record button. We'll throw this on the YouTube channel later. I think Justin's out and about today. Not sure if he's going to make it. So yeah, let's just jump right in and talk a little bit about this idea of building a mailing list. And of course, you know, the list is one of the main components in building a campaign. You want to have a quality list targeted people, especially if you're sending cold prospecting type mailers. You know, a lot of what we do at Thanks has to do with thanking your customers automatically and sending them stuff, engaging them, you know, customer appreciation, keeping them in your fold. But if you're doing cold prospecting, the list is going to be very important. So I was just going to share with you guys a few things along these lines. The first, of course, is that if you go to mailing lists in Thanks.io, you can click the little buy leads button here. And I'm going to get them to change it. Buy leads is not exactly right. It should be, you know, buy list. Because these aren't leads. These aren't people who explicitly have said, hey, I want to do business, you know, have questions about your business, or I'm interested, but you guys get the gist. So you can come in here at any time and you can say, I want to target individuals or businesses. You can pick a geography, right? So I can pick a specific zip code here, like so. And then I can have a little fun with the demography. There's kind of a lot of options here that Facebook doesn't really let a lot of people target anymore, especially if you're in real estate or insurance, or mortgage. You know, it's hard to target some of these demographic categories around income, gender, you know, age, things like that. So you can still do this with direct mail. So I'm in the business type. I'm talking about the individual options. Let me go back to that. Here we go. So, you know, marital status, gender, lots of different options here. And then on the business front, you know, if you're doing B2B, and I know a lot of you guys are in real estate, you know, you could target business owners in your area and do it by the business type using SIC codes. So if you want to hit everybody who owns a retail store or a pizza shop, let's try pizza. Let's see if there's any pizza in my zip code. Yeah, 3. That sounds about right, actually. So if I wanted to get the name, email, phone of the owners, the address and the name of the owners of the pizza shops, I can get that and build lists. Now, our list builder is okay. We use a third-party vendor called Leads Please. You know, I don't have a ton of detail about the data, where they got it from. So if you want to get a little more granular or want to know that you have quality, there are some other vendors out there. And the biggest way to get to those, and this will depend on your business, whether you need this or not, is you can go to listnextmark.com. Nextmark is kind of a mailing list directory site. So you come in here, and let me give an example of where this is particularly interesting. If you're sending campaigns and you want to reach people who have bought the thing that you're selling in the past. So there's lots of examples of this, but if you want to do that, so let's just say I'm going to do real estate investing, right? Because I know we have a lot of realtors, but also just as a good example. So let's say we want to get lists of people who have bought courses about real estate investing or have bought content related to that. Let's just see what happens. So I'm going to click search, and I'll drop the link to this to everybody. This is definitely a good one to bookmark if you're getting more serious about direct mail. It's just nextmark.com. Okay, cool. And you'll see it found 17,000 investing this. You know, here's your broker's emails list that probably everybody has tried to buy of just real estate brokers. But you can see here, like active real estate investors, right? Trust services, you know, things like that. So let's search again. Let's get a little more. I think if you type buyer, you can get all the buyer lists. People who have bought stuff. So one of the things I personally wanted to get around to, and I'm hoping to have more time soon, with Thanks.io was actually building out affiliate marketing campaigns using Thanks and sending mailers to affiliate products like investing newsletters, courses, info products, and seeing if I can generate an affiliate commission for less than the cost of mailing. Because remember, it only costs 59 cents to get a Thanks to IO postcard out, and these numbers could work with some products. So you can see right here, if I type buyers, business product buyers, online shopping cart buyers and transactions. Let's get a little, and you can see here you can buy these lists. Now you're going to pay for the for higher quality data, but the logic is that if you can find people who have already engaged with the type of thing that you are doing, then it makes sense. You're going to get better conversion if you hit a more targeted target. Hope I said that all right. You guys are quiet because we do only have about 10 people on. Any comments on this or thoughts? So you can see here, if I do homeowners, might be relevant to some of you guys. New movers, bankrupt homeowners, high income homeowners. That's interesting, right? So if you're in homeowner, if you're in insurance business and you want to reach homeowners, for example, there's just tons of options. Info. People who bought courses. So nobody's commenting, but that's kind of what I had. Think about your list. It's going to be different for every business. If some of you guys want to chat in and talk about what business you're in, maybe we can brainstorm a good list. But if you are using Thanks.io or other direct mail to generate fresh leads, or say you want to get a good list to send our gift card gating cards to, right? What we talked about in the last few weeks, where you offer a gift card in return for getting on a meeting with you. Buying these lists could be a really good idea. So let's just say I sell, what do I sell today? I'm a recruiter. Right? So here's my job seekers and recruiters button. So life and medical insurance. Thanks, Dwayne. So life insurance, I do a whole lot of thinking about. I love whole life as a kind of investment vehicle personally. So and that whole concept of being your own bank and all that stuff is really cool. So who is that going to resonate with? I guess fathers, right? So so if I Google fathers or dads, so you have father to be product buyers. So somebody is buying products because they're going to be a father soon. Well, I know that for me, I did not have life insurance until there were kids in the house. So Dwayne, that might be a good one, right? Let's think. Let's go back. So yeah, target dads. Let's just look at life insurance. Let's see what kind of weird stuff comes up for that. So just wonder if that comes, because you might be able to get people who've replied. So you can see, you can buy lists of people who own life policies already. So life, auto, home, and health insurance seekers. So how these lists are kind of made is, vendors will sell the data. So you might have a big, I don't know that the big life insurance companies do this, but you might have somebody who's generating life insurance leads, and they resell the data. Well, that this list right here for $115, you can get 1,000 names. That's what the M means, by the way. I believe it's per 1,000. So you can buy a list of life, auto, and home and health insurance seekers right here that you can mail to. And the thinking is, hey, they've taken some action related to the thing that you're selling recently. So it might make sense. So life insurance applicants, email, postal, phone. And if you click through, it tells you more details about, what it was. And you can actually add, you can say, hey, you can get a little more segmented. You can do it by net worth, for example, or by postal code right here. And it gets a little more expensive. People turning 65. I think they might have that here, Dwayne. So age right here. So you can you can probably say, hey, I only want people who are, 63 to 67, something like that. So yeah, very interesting. Doug's contacting real estate agents who would like to send a card to their home address. Yeah, I don't know. Real estate. I know that it's going to be pretty easy to find a list of brokers and the company address. I don't know if we can segment by where they live. So this is offices of. So real estate sales agent. You might have to poke through this. But you know, if you read the details, some of them might tell you whether or not you're getting the home address or not. Now, real estate licensees, that could be interesting, because if the data source is like the real estate schools, you know, if they're reselling the data about people who just got licensed, or if it's the state, maybe. Yeah, not sure on that one, but that would require more, definitely require a little more research, but I bet you could get to it. Right? I might look at that more, but yeah, definitely the offices is easy enough to do by state. And you know, you can still reach people at their office. I wouldn't do a postcard. I would do something sealed, like a letter or a note card, so that, you know, everybody in the company office isn't seeing it, or the broker's not. Yeah, so Doug, I know that a lot of times in a lot of states you can buy lists of people just finishing real estate school. I don't know if you can buy from the state a list of all the licensees. So Doug's asking, can you show us how to send a note card? Sure. So that's the first part, guys. Next mark is kind of directory of mailing list vendors. There's all different vendors behind the scenes here. So this is a good place to go to search. You can use our built-in, but if you want to get a lot more targeted, try Nextmark. On to Doug's question about how to send a note card. It's pretty straightforward. If I click send now up at the top left, you can just pick the note card or the gift card option. If you just want to send one off. Here we go. That's kind of a weird one. We just loaded a bunch of other cards in there. So you pick your image design, and then you type out the message. And then if you click outside of that, it'll render over here on the side. So if you're just doing a regular note card, you can actually use both panels, the top and the bottom. If you're doing a note card, you only get, I mean, the gift cards, you only get one panel, because the top part's used for the gift card. But once you do that, you can add a QR code if you want. They have to respond to. Hit save and continue. And then you can just, you know, manually add a recipient's address in here, or choose one of your existing lists or your buy leads and all that other stuff. But it's pretty straightforward. Does that answer the question, Doug? So that's the kind of manual way within the system. And of course, the other way is by assigning somebody to a mailing list, right? Via you know, automation, like from your CRM or from a spreadsheet or something via Zapier. You get them onto a mailing list, and then you have campaign rules that say send the note card. So I do add campaign, and then I would choose the mailing list, and then I would choose here, you know, the image and the message. So cartoon image, yeah, I've used all kinds of weird meme and cartoon images. That's, you know, Google Images is going to be your friend, Doug. So depends what you want. So, you know, meme, I'll sometimes Google funny memes, and it'll just give me a bunch of stuff. And these would make for a good postcard, you know, because somebody gets a little chuckle, you know, or a comic. So real estate comic. You know, stuff like that. That might be fun on the backside of a postcard, just to get somebody's attention, right? And then you tie in the message to the, you know, to the content. Dwayne's asking, how are QR codes generated and assigned to a specific video or website? Sure. So pretty easy. We'll go back to our send now wizard here just to get to, but we don't even need to do that. I'll just go into any old message template. So you can either do it in that flow, or you can build a message template. Test. So just build a postcard, and you can see right here, you just enter the URL, google.com. Click out, and you'll see it'll appear up at the top right of this postcard here in a second. I might need to make the message first. Make message. There we go. Now you'll see it render, and there's the scan me. So that's, you just put any URL you want right there. So it could be a link to a video or a URL. That's for postcards. It's slightly different for note cards, as you just saw me do. It's down toward the bottom. I don't know why it's different there. It was probably just something with when we were building it. These are features that we added later. So it probably just made sense to have the option there. Oh, no, it is up top here. Sorry. Yeah, it's actually in a different spot if you use the wizard. That's what I was trying to say. If you use the send now wizard, it's kind of in the bottom of the card. And then if you just added the message templates, it's up here. Oh, the doodle. So Doug's thinking about doodle videos to a card. So, I mean, there's doodle video creators. So if you were going to make a doodle video and you wanted somebody to come watch it, right? Doodly is one of the big ones. Yeah. You'd make your video and then you can take a screenshot of one of the slides in the video and put that on your card, maybe with the play button over it. And then your card would say something like, scan the QR code to watch a 5-minute, video overview of XYZ. So on the card, you're kind of giving them a preview of what's in the video for curiosity. But I think this Doodly is like one of the big ones for these. These were huge a couple of years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago. They're probably less so now, but they are cool. The only thing I'll say is every time I mess with one of these, it's never as easy as they make it sound. You still got to fiddle with it. And I always default back to my favorite, which is just text on white, because really the words are the most important thing when making presentation videos, which is something I do a ton of in my travels. You guys have probably seen. But anytime I want to make a presentation, I just pull up Google Slides and I just do white text, black text on a white background. And the times that I've tried to get fancier and make something more polished, I've noticed no uptick in conversion rate because what's important is what you're saying. I'm going on a tangent there. I don't see any other questions, so I will kind of share this. This was something I was working on for our internal marketing, but something you guys might find interesting if you want to hear a little quick Thanks.io commercial while you're on a Thanks.io webinar. But what I was doing, and this plays into marketing in general, maybe something you guys can use in your own businesses. But what I'll generally do is I'll come up with some piece of content, that's a lead magnet, right? Something somebody might opt in for, and I'll make the content first. So I'll pull up my Google Slides, file, new, presentation, like that, Google. I'll give it a title, put my logo up top, and then I just start to list the 5 things. So a listicle kind of article or video is kind of easiest, right? And then for Thanks.io, our 5 ways your business can say thanks and profit. What I'm doing here is I'm going to show off the platform. So if you're recruiting for real estate, Doug, yours might be 5 reasons. 5 reasons why 2022 might be the best year to switch offices, for real estate. Or, it could be more direct. 5 reasons why agents are joining XYZ real estate. You could just talk about your brokerage directly up front, title. You get somebody to opt in to watch the video. And then I just put my 5 reasons one after another. And then in this case, I'm just doing a picture of each. And so instead of directly reading all the words, I'm just going to say it, and then I'm going to talk as the slide's up for a minute. So just for the commercial part here, so just so you guys know, you're on a Thanks.io webinar, you can use our visitor view retargeting, right? That's a little script that you put on your website, and it finds name, email, phone number of people visiting your website, and you can use that to then send direct mail. You can send relationship building thank you notes, right? So Sully from Bomb Tech Golf sends just a simple card, just a picture of him with a golf club, says thank you, just to kind of deepen the relationship with people. So if you get a custom, if you've done business with somebody and you want a review, or you want to send them a promo code and you say thank you, that's kind of a common use. Sending a review bribe. So we do have a lot of users. We don't talk about this a lot, but we do have a lot of Thanks.io users who send review bribes, meaning they kind of will automatically trigger a postcard or something in the mail, and then it'll send this offer. And then if you scan this, I don't know what this one does. I was about to test it out before we got on today. If you scan it, it'll take you through this flow where you can get a bribe for leaving a review. Gift card gating to generate sales consults. We've talked about this, right? So you can send a gift card, say, hey, scan the code, and then I'll buy you lunch at Chipotle. And then you can do drip campaigns, as we just mentioned, multiple cards, happy house anniversary, when you get a lead, automatically on a time drip delay. All right, I'll take a step back here and look at the questions again. So Rich is trying to do some FSBO and expired marketing. Yep. So Rich is using KV Core, real estate CRM, and he wants to attract email and phone number of expireds. So can you make a landing page in KV Core that will work with the QR code on the Thanks to postcard? Yeah. So that's kind of how things are designed. So I'll just go to my KV Core site. So all you would do is you would say 7 ways to sell your Pinellas County home faster and at top dollar. Most realtors are not doing this. Something like that, right? And then you would send this to the expired, say, your note from thanks.io might be, hey, I created this video with 7 ideas that'll help you sell your house faster. Scan the QR code to go to the page. So I'll save this. And all you're going to do is once your landing page is saved, you're going to copy the URL from your KV Core page into the thanks.io QR creator. So yeah, if you're pulling from a data source like Mojo into Thanks, and then from Thanks, you'll send a card and your message will be, hi, if you're still thinking about selling 123 Main Street, I made a video recently that might help. Scan the QR code on this card to watch it now. Thanks. Something like that, right? So you would send this to all your Mojo leads. They scan the QR code. So the URL here is the page I just created in KV Core. So when they scan, they'll go to that page. And the beauty of that too is that you'll know the responses came from that if you use a specific hashtag for that campaign. So Dwayne's asking on gifts, how can you make a client go to a website or view a video before they get the gift? Sure. So the way we do that is let's pick our gift card option when we're creating our message. And then the part that makes that is right down here. So you'll select the brand, so select Starbucks, it'll render over on the right. And then down in this section right here, you'll choose either a YouTube video that they need to watch or the website. You put that right in there. And then the thing you need to do is that website itself, whatever, if they click a button after they visit it or if they fill out a form, it needs to redirect to this URL. So that's an important detail. And this is stuff, guys, if you're on our business plan, our team will help with. You just chat us out, let us know what you're trying to do, and we'll help you construct the campaign along the way. But I can't really think of too many businesses that wouldn't benefit from this kind of flow. It's just a matter of testing it, what it costs you. But if you're selling anything that costs more than a few $100s or $1,000, real estate insurance, if your commissions are in the thousands of dollar range, a $25 gift card or a $10 gift card to get face-to-face, it's probably worth it. Yeah. So good questions, guys. So yeah, I don't have much else today. Again, we'll be back next week. I want to get around to this idea of testing some affiliate marketing campaigns, a little bit of a side thing, but it plays into kind of using direct mail as a cold traffic source. Thanks is most powerful when it comes to automatically sending follow-ups to people you're working with, to leads, and to people you've sold stuff to. But for cold follow-up, affiliate marketing or building mailing lists like we talked about today and sending tests out is kind of the old school direct mail, direct response marketers way of doing things. All there was mail for a while, right? Mail and TV. So I'm looking forward. Maybe next week we'll show some examples of that if I can put some together. So yeah, if there's not any other questions, guys, we'll call it a day. This is my 3rd webinar in a row, so I'm like running on fumes. So we'll get the replay live on YouTube, and then if you have any questions in the meantime, just hit our support team in Thanks, or you can shoot me an email anytime, Ryan@thanks.io. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next week.